Hey y'all, welcome back. What's up? So today I'm going to show you how to make this edit that is shown in the background right now. I'm going to show you basically everything I went through to make it. It's kind of like a watch me edit, but I'll try to narrow it down as much as I can to make it make sense for you guys. So first things first, obviously have your clips ready and divide it into beat. And here I'm going to show you guys how I do my velocity map, which is quite simple really. Also, I forgot to show this here, but make sure that it's all better mixed up. You want to repeat this tab for every clip apart from the intro video. And for the intro, I am going to be adding an overlay text of the lyrics of the song. This can be anything like the lyrics or the voiceover or the scene. I just chose to do the lyrics for this, and I start off by making the text fade in. For this I use a text pack that comes with the feature already, so it makes it easy for me, but I'm sure there is other tutorials you can do this with without the pack. Once you have that done, you're going to save it and you're going to go on transform. On transform, this is where I add the glow effect, and I don't use anything for it apart from bloom. These are the settings I follow every time, so I increase the sharpness of it and the strength of it, and I knock down the radius and threshold. I do this for the first layer and render that, and then I go with the same clip, but this time I just do a little bit of a glowy effect, but make sure the radius is a little bit higher. This is optional, but it makes it look a bit better, I think, at least. Once you've done that, you're going to add the intro clip as the first layer, and then the second clip is going to be the text as an overlay, and you just add blend to that, and it makes it really easy. I like to add a little bit of a shadow, so I do add the overlay 2 times and make the first layer a black layer. Just a little detail I add really. For the first clip, I've decided I'm going to do the ripple effect, and for that you need this overlay right here. Once you have this pre-recorded, you're going to add that as an overlay onto your clip, and then go on the first layer and add the ripple effect. And you just need to kind of play around with it till it syncs with the overlay, if you get what I mean. So here I am just playing around with the ripple effect, trying to make it match with the overlay. I'll be honest, it did take me a few trials and errors to get it right, and it did take me a long while, but once that's done, I'm going to go over the same clip and I'm going to add a little shake with motion blur. This is really simple and it blends in quite nicely, I think. For the first clip, I've decided to do a split transition. So this is the one where like it appears as like a half split. So you go on the clip that you already edited and you add an overlay of the next frame that's going to come up, and you just split that by half and make it appear at the very end like I did. Now you do the same thing, and then you go on the next clip, and I like to add a little zoom in from start to finish. This is just make it a lot more smoother. So for the same clip, I'm going to do a slide out transition horizontally, and I'm going to do that by placing 2 keyframes at the start of the transition, and then at the end of the frame, I'm going to move the video to the side. For the graphs, I like to think of as going in transitions having graphs facing the left, and going out transitions having graphs curving towards the right. At the end of every clip, I like to add a fade out. For the in transition, we're going to repeat the same steps, so you can start off by placing keyframe where you want the transition to end, and then go to the first keyframe and move the clip to the opposite side you ended the last clip on. So if you ended the last clip on the right side, this clip you're going to start off on the left side, and you're just going to add motion blur, mirror it. Since I feel the transition is a little bit empty, I'm going to add a flash at the start of the video, and I did this by adding a white layer and making that pop up for 3 frames. And I repeat the same thing but with a black split layer at the very end of the clip, and that's also about 2 frames maybe. I repeat the same thing for the next clip, so I add a black layer that is split in half, and then I switch it over so that the bottom half is the black part, and then I keyframe that for about 2 keyframes fading in. Once that's all done, I can still tell the transition is quite simple, so I like to add a zoom in or a zoom out from beginning to end, and I don't add any graphs or anything for that. Repeat this for every clip, and I make sure to keep the pattern of doing a zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out every clip. For the rest of the edit, I'm kind of reusing the same transitions, so the horizontal slide, instead I'll do like a vertical slide, or for like the split screens, I'm going to do like a vertical split screen or a diagonal split screen. For this transition, it's more of like a shake slide in. I just do the same steps I would do for a slide in transition, except there is no slide out transition from the previous clip. For this part of the edit, there is a slight flicker noise on the original audio, and I decided that I wanted to actually make that into transition, not transition, in effect. So I start off by adding a black layer on top of the actual video, and I kind of just play around with the opacity and make it tune in with the audio basically. For this part of the edit, I thought to make that one clip black and white, so I went back on the clip and I added the saturation effect. I keyframed it to 50% at the start, and then around 5-6 keyframes down, I made it 0%. Once I added all the effects, I picked the 2 clips and I merged it all together. And as a little touch, I like to add the panning effect. This I kind of play around with. And that's basically it. The next bit is colorings, but I already have all my QR codes for my colorings on my previous videos, so you guys can just go and grab those and just add it onto Transform. I hope that video made sense for you guys. I tried to keep it as short as possible because I know personally I'm someone that has a short attention span, so I would really like it if someone made a tutorial that was short and easy to understand. But obviously it was a little bit quick, so if you guys have any questions, please do feel free to get in touch with me or comment down below, and I'll get back to everyone and I'll try to help the best way I can. And yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Thank you so much for watching.